I wonder if that's hidden. I don't want live video hidden. I hope not. But we'll see. Hey guys, welcome back. The second part of today's busy day. I don't know if my camera's on. I had a little bit of trouble with my last live stream this morning. It's not showing up on my TV, but I'm seeing it on my phone. I'm a little concerned that I may have changed and turned my... Hey, can you see me? Is my camera on? Hello, welcome. Alright, well, I'm here to spray paint my amphibious assault vehicle. My little spot outside behind my apartment. Got a nice little fenced in area. I don't know if they can see me or not. Let's see. Let me see what happens here. I don't know. Maybe you have to hold it on there. Okay, I have no idea if my camera's on or not because I didn't realize I had a feature to hide the live video for a second, but I'm gonna get to spray painting so I can take a nice little break here in a minute. Got my outdoor pad that I use at home. I used to put that in my kayak. All right, so we're gonna waiting all morning for this to dry out. You know what? I think I want to do it. Let's do it over here. So, as I was saying earlier today, hey, welcome. I'm getting ready to do some outdoor spray painting. Is my camera on? Did I accidentally turn it on? Can I get a 1 in the chat if you guys can see me? I hope there are people there. Well, I'm going to spray paint this is my amphibious kayak trailer that floats behind me. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much, James. Thank you. Thank you. Is my camera on? Also, hello, James and Sandra Bostic. How are you? How are you? Whoops. Am I gay? No, but my mom is. Why? You got questions about it? I was raised by gay people. I could probably fill you in. Nope. What I'm doing is, this is a kayak cart that when I flip it over, I take my kayak off and I flip it upside down and it becomes a little floating trailer. And then what I do is I kayak a mile or so. Chris Moore, hello. And so what I do is I flip it over upside down and it floats on the water. Then I'll paddle it about a mile or so and then stash it in the woods. So the last step in the building process is to camouflage it. I've added a bunch of styrofoam. It's real buoyant. It rides real high on the water. The wheels don't even get wet. And so it's a nice little pull behind trailer that I can pull behind my kayak. It's real nice and lightweight. So I'm going to spray some spray and then I'm going to sit down and take a break and check the chat. I'll be right back, guys. Just want to darken it up enough. And then I'm going to do one last layer of glue over it. So this will just help it be more camouflaged in the woods. It doesn't really need any more waterproofing or anything. So I'm just going to put a real thin layer of glue on the back just to keep it more waterproof. It's got plenty on it already, but I just want to get all the brightness and the light out of it, because it's going to be sitting on the shoreline and fishermen will walk by it, and I want to be able to hide it real nicely. Alright, now it don't stand out too much. So, this is the top where my kayak sits down on top of, but when it gets to the water, this becomes the bottom of the boat. And so, I'll flip this over in a minute, and we'll add a little bit of tint. I'm not as worried about the underneath side. I just don't want it to be so bright and standing out and easy to see in the woods. Let's take all that brightness out of it. All right, I got my outside easy boy chair. Got me a couple cigarettes rolled up. Do I need help? Austin, hello, how are you? Austin, yeah, I need a lot of help, but you can't fix me. A lot of people have tried. They just have to stand back and wait till I run myself out of energy. Eventually I'll get tired. I'll tell you what, today's been a busy morning. We cut some glass. We added some styrofoam onto here to make it float a little higher in the water. I went back and cut a few more pieces of glass, ate some lunch, got this spray painted. Oops, I see a little spot I need to hit. I forgot the front wheel. There we go. Okay. Now it won't stand out so much when it's floating on the water. It won't be like a big giant white yellow piece of styrofoam sticking out against the color of the lake. And then when I get it to shore, it's already camouflaged in really good to the grass color. So you just imagine that sitting on a beach somewhere unless you're looking for it, you're not gonna find it. So, right on. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate you stopping by. Austin, what's up with you? I'm ready for a break. It's a chill and chat now. We're gonna let the sun dry that out a little bit. Then we're gonna flip it over and spray paint the other side. And hopefully it'll be dry enough to take back inside, because I'm not leaving it out here for tonight. I've been seeing little mice run across my fence line over there. I definitely ain't gonna leave it down here to be chewed on. So we were just sitting. Now comes the break and chill portion of my day. I've been working my butt off all morning, made a bunch of videos, been having a good time. I like being productive. So welcome to my little world. Oh, you saying I need help, or you're asking if I need help? What is it I need help with? Explain it to me, because I might agree with you. That's the only kind of help I'm really asking for. And I take care of that for myself, because I'm a man and it's okay. So, but I always need help. I need help with friends. I need help with good times. I need help with sunny days. You know. Oh, welcome back. Welcome to my live stream. I just got done spray painting my little amphibious kayak cart. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Touch up a couple spots. Just kind of enjoy chilling and smoking outside for a minute. Right on. Get those ends a little bit better. I just want to make sure it's nice and dark. I'm out here spray paint. Look, it's already camouflaging into the ground. Austin, you must have left. Well, it's nice talking to everybody. I'm glad y'all came by. Glad y'all said hello. Thank you for the likes. Slowing down a little bit. Got a lot done this morning. Welcome to my live stream. I'm just nice, easy, relaxing, hanging out in my little backyard. This apartment I live in has a nice little private backyard. It's going to be real nice to sit out here in the shade when these days get good and hot. Pretty soon you'll see a lake in the background when you see me sitting like this. Time is coming. I think maybe about another week. A bunch of storms are going to come and go, and letting the rivers fill up. It'll be awesome. Every time you go to the lake, it's like a new shoreline, because the water level is always changing. I'll basically be on the lake connected to the Wakarusa River, which is Clinton Lake here in Kansas. But I'll go up the Wakarusa River for a couple of days and take a bunch of pictures and hang out and try to get some deer on video, do all that. But this is all in preparation for the crazy stuff. But, there's a few more days left of this weird, harsh winter. Sounds like a car wreck on the next block over. I ain't going to look. Yeah, so like I said, we'll let this paint dry out real nice, and we'll go over it with a little light coating of some waterproof glue, which I've already done a couple of times. This will give it one more final seal. I have taken it out on the water. I've already used it once. I walked 5 miles with my kayak to the lake, and I walked 5 miles with my kayak from the lake. So this already has 10 miles on land and 2 miles on the water. So it's worked out pretty good. It's a really nice invention. It's a good little cheap project. You can't get a kayak trailer for less than 90 bucks, and they only come with 2 wheels, so you still have to carry the weight of it and balance it out. I added a third wheel to mine, and I just push it and it goes right on down the sidewalk. The last piece of production that I want to do, when I put my paddle together, it's like a 6 foot long pole, and there's a little dashboard in my kayak, and I hook my paddle into the front of that, and that's what it's like, a lawnmower handle. It's at the perfect angle and the perfect height to push my kayak with. So I'm going to take a piece of wood and I'm going to carve it down and round off the end to make a nice handle. And so I'm going to have a big old push stick, like a lawnmower handle, to push this cart with, so I don't have to use my kayak paddle. I don't like bending the ends. It can handle it. It can handle quite a bit. They're fiberglass, hardcore plastic kayak paddles. But that's what I use to push it up the hill with, and I don't want to put that kind of stress and strain on my paddles. So the last thing I'm going to do in this project is make a pushing stick. I've got some big long pieces of wood, and like I said, I'm just going to round it off at the ends, and it'll be perfect for pushing this kayak in my cart. So I'm looking forward to it. I've already logged 10 miles on land and a couple of miles on the water with this thing, so I know it works. And now I've made some improvements. It's going to work even better. I'll be able to use it for a floating table. I'll be able to cook my food on it while I'm out in the middle of the water. Watch, it'll be a cool video. You'll see. Because I'll take, and that whole thing, that whole thickness of that is completely filled up with styrofoam and expanding spray foam. It floats really nice. Somebody said, Austin said I need help. He left and decided I needed too much help. He didn't even stick around to explain what I needed help with. I'm such an old ass weird old man. At first I thought he was asking for a job. And I was like, oh no, I don't need no help. Then I reread the comment. He thinks I need help. Nah, I don't need help. But some company would be nice, you know. All right, we're going to hit this one more time on this side. Okay, let that sit for a few more minutes and we'll get the other side spray painted. It'll be awesome. I'm here. I'm just backing away out of the camera to do some adult stuff. It's time for the adult swim. All the children out of the pool. The adults are gonna swim for a minute, right? A lot of my videos probably would be child friendly, but I cuss too much, and you know, I like to do things that aren't really appropriate for children when it comes to, say, like smoking a little weed and smoking cigarettes. But I don't like to flaunt it. But I'm not ashamed of it. I just don't like to flaunt it on camera like a lot of folks do. You know, it's legal here now and nobody cares. But society's got a little bit to catch up with it. You know, everybody sit around at the lake and drink beers in their boats and get drunk all day, but nobody says nothing. But they smell a little bit, a tiny bit of weed, and everybody freaks out. And it's like the year 2026, and half the world's dying of pollution, and the other half of the world's dying of fentanyl overdose. And I know these people ain't worried about my weed and my cigarettes. I don't even drink alcohol. So, you know, it's a give and take. Everybody got their thing, right? So, cheers to you if you're smoking. If you're offended by it, I apologize, but this is who I am. This is what I do. I gave up pharmaceutical medications a long time ago. I chose this route because it's a softer, easier way to deal with my anxieties and my craziness. And this is what I do. When I can get the lighter to work. Nothing like smoking a little coffee and drinking a little bit of weed, right? Well, my coffee cooled down awful quick. Oops. Alright, checking the chat. Hello, welcome to my live stream. I'm hanging out, taking a bit of a break while my spray paint dries. And I've been busy all morning. Check my channel. I've been live streaming a couple different times today. Got a bunch of stained glass cut. Made some improvements to my amphibious kayak carrier, because if you're new here, welcome. Well, and they just left real quick, so I don't know who you are, but welcome to the chat. I was just explaining. Leave a 1 in the chat if you know what you're looking at in the background, and put a number 2 if you're curious as to what I'm doing. That makes people disappear, huh? People don't like that. That's alright. I know there's a lot of smokers out there. Some of us are just shy. Yeah, that actually is a pretty good camouflage color. It is a lot nicer. That's going to disappear real nicely on the shoreline. That first time I took it to the lake, it was just bright white, and I had to cover it up with a big, huge pile of trees and brush just to... This, I'll just be able to do a minimal, you know, throw a few leaves over the top. Nobody's going to see it. That dark green color really changes how it looks. I'm happy with that. It doesn't stand out so much. It's not such a bold thing in the world screaming, here I am, you know. The people are desperate these days. Hell, somebody come along and just take the damn thing for the value of the wheels or the metal. People so desperate these days. You know, I got $60 invested into building this thing. Oh, what is this? I'm gonna experiment. What's this button do? Oh, no, I'm not gonna start a poll. I don't do a lot of that. We did a little bit of vote the other day. We voted for Big Butt the squirrel's new name. And we all decided his name was Big Butt, nickname him Fat Butt. I don't do polls. Whenever polls come up on chats, I just clear them away instantly. Anyways. All right, let's spray paint the top of this. There's my floating kayak cart. It's the top of the cart, but when I get to the lake, I flip it over and it becomes the bottom of a boat. So this is a miniature boat that I built with 3 wheels on it. Take my kayak to the lake. Out of paint. Uh-oh. Well, that's all she wrote, folks. That's all I got. So, some of that spray paint will kind of eat away a little bit at some of that styrofoam. But keep in mind, I'm doing this because I'm going to go back inside and put a nice coating of glue over it and seal it off. And so I just wanted to darken it down. This, what you're looking at now, that side there, that'll be down facing the water, or it'll have a kayak covering it up. So I'm really just going to add some glue along those 2 styrofoam strips to seal it up, and this is done. So I'm out of paint, and I guess that's about as green as it needs to be, right? So, and it looks real good for what is sitting on the water. It should look pretty nice. Let me see if I can hit this little part. Oh, good. Alright, that is officially it. Yay! I've been waiting about a month to do that because I didn't, I spent all my money last month building the damn thing. I put $60 into this project, and so I had to wait till the beginning of this month to even buy the spray paint. And I wanted to take it to the lake and make sure it worked properly, and it sure turned out nicely. It's not much to look at, but it's one of the most functionally nice things that really gonna help. Necessity's the mother of invention, and I'm disabled. I've got an eye disease. This is my car to the lake. Without this, I would have to give up kayaking just because of an eye disease, and I'm not doing that. So this, to me, I would love to just take a big giant American flag and wrap it around the thing, because that right there is my freedom. 100%. That's my freedom right there. And so, and making it the way I did, it'll help prevent it from being stolen. Um, it's almost a half of a length of a boat already. I can add on to this if I like it, and I have a boat with 3 wheels. So I'm really considering about perfecting this type of a building method. This is what this is all about for me, an experimental building method to see just exactly how lightweight I can go with the lightest amount of styrofoam, and the wooden frame is just little 1x2s, tiny little wood, 90% styrofoam. Most of the weight comes from the wheels. So I'm really happy with how this project turned out. It, like I said, that's my freedom right there. That's how I get to the lake. Got a little spot there. I'm out of paint. There's nothing more I can do about it. Alright, I'm going to put it back down on its wheels. Get it away from the poison ivy. It almost looks like a kayak just sitting there like that, doesn't it? I think that's going to work real nice for me. I might pick up another can of spray paint next time I go to the store, but I really don't need to. I think that's going to make it disappear in the woods a lot better. It's not going to be so easy to find on the shoreline now. So, yeah. Take a closer look all the way around. See, it may look silly to you, but this is a highly functional object. And I think it's going to work really well. So, y'all want to see the rest of the backyard before I call it a day? That was the last thing I really wanted to get done today. I might go back and cut a little bit more glass, but here's my little backyard. It's all private, fenced in. Nobody comes back here hardly at all. It's kind of nice. So, this is where I come, sit in the mornings. The sun's real nice here in the morning, and it's nice and shady here in the afternoon. And it's just a nice little place outside my apartment to hang out. So, I thank you all for joining me again today. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the likes. We'll be back again. Next time we're going to be... Well, there's 2 more things I've got to do here. Number 1, like I said, I want to carve and make a nice push pole to push my kayak with. Basically a long handle to use. And well, what was the other thing? I've forgotten already. I can't remember. Well, I got to glue this and make a push pole. And then we're going to be doing a lot of glass cutting. And then when we get all the glass cut out, we're going to be doing a lot of glass grinding. And then when we get the glass grinded out, we're going to be doing a lot of glass epoxy in and putting tiny little pieces together like a puzzle. And then we're going to build a frame. and then we're going to put it all together, and we're going to finally be able to give it to give it to my niece, who deserved it a couple of months ago. But I'm almost there, and I'm almost done. I got a lot piled up, but I got a lot off my plate today. I'm going to sit back here and take a break and relax for a few minutes. Y'all have the most bestest wonderful afternoon, and thank you again for stopping by. We'll see you next time.